Agnes. So as usual, every Thursday we'll bring you another exciting episode of Tech Talk. For you to get to know all that we've done before, you can go to YouTube, look for Tech Talk with Diego on YouTube, Tech Talk with Diego. Watch all the episodes we've done before, and of course subscribe and then share and send us your comments and views about it, and we'll be able to also address anything else you want us to do. Plus, you want to be part of this segment also, make sure you send us an email to kweseheadstart@gmail.com, kweseheadstart@gmail.com, and then let us know what you are into in the world of technology, and we'll have you on board. So last 2 weeks he was here. We talked about BEC, basic email compromise, not the one you write as in junior students, junior high school people, right? And it was a very exciting conversation we had, how to take care of your email and not be attacked in any way. Today he's back again, and we're talking today about SIM swap fraud. All right, so 2 weeks ago, or some few weeks ago, the Ministry of Information, led by the SLOs to the minister, made a press conference, and they discussed the issues, among others, that effective January 1 to June 2020, everybody's supposed to go and re-register your SIM. For what reason are they asking? Maybe Sherrif will tell us more. So Sherrif has joined us again. Sherrif Issah, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
So Sherrif Issah is information and cybersecurity consultant with Jewels Limited, and of course, a member of the IIPGH. Okay, so he's back again, and we're going to talk about, when we talk about cybersecurity there, he's a guru. Apparently, he had a student here who works here also, and he was lashing here once upon a time. But anyway, once again, I'm impressed to have you. But just that the height, people are complaining about height. But when I grow up, I also grow tall.
Sure.
Okay, so today we're talking about SIM swap fraud. What exactly is it?
Okay, when we talk of SIM swap fraud, some also call it SIM hijacking.
Okay.
When we say SIM swap fraud, basically an imposter trying to deceive your telco. Where we say telecommunication company, MTN, Vodafone, Airtel, mentioned them, trying to deceive the telcos into reassigning your SIM card, what we call the chip, your SIM card to that user or the fraudster. Basically that. And the main motive is for financial purpose, just to benefit financially.
The CEOs, the big bosses, and all that.
To some extent, but we are all.
That's risk.
Liable. Yes.
Okay, you never know the information they are getting from you.
Exactly.
All right, so what are the forms that we're talking about? What are the forms that they come in, this SIM fraud hijacking?
Okay, basically, I would like to, they come in 3 forms, basically. But I will use the diagram, diagram to
all right, so let's, this is the diagram. So if you can take us through from 1 to the number 5.
Okay, let me give a background to this diagram.
Okay, all right.
Internet banking. When you want to access your internet banking, via online on the website, the bank, in order to secure you, they have what we call the 2FA, second factor, 2FA, second factor authentication. With that, you don't only need your user ID and password. That to ensure your security, there's another form of authentication, so that no one will just get your username and password and access your account. So your phone number becomes your second level of authentication. So once you enter your username, password, then it sends a code to your phone
for you to
re-enter. Yes. Now, the fraudster wants to get access to your account. He doesn't have your phone number. So maybe try to get all the credentials, all the information you need, but now needs your phone number to get the code. He can't access and call you to give the code to him. It wouldn't work. So he has to devise ways and means of getting the code to access the platform, basically that.
And how does he do that?
Okay, so firstly, the fraudster obtains your details, your PIS. When I say PIS, personally identified information like username, password, date of birth, a lot of information about you. Once he obtains that information, it goes to the second step of manipulating the telco to do a SIM swap fraud. You may think, it's weird, how can he manipulate the telco? The guy has already collected enough information from you in stage 1. So he can use that, sometimes fake ID, they'll fake ID for that. Or they might have an insider, mind you, insider in the telco.
Yeah, we've heard that a couple of times. Good. That happens.
Or it will, influence them financially. It happens. To reassign the SIM. And it's a project, so the SIM wouldn't be used for, I wouldn't say even more than an hour, depending on the type of project they are undertaking. Then the three.
So before we move on to the third one, so haven't had your PIIs already. All he does is just, if you're a telco, I call you. Okay, my name is William Diego Parker-Benin, and I work with Question TV. And can you help me? What information is he asking?
Okay, basically, you know, nowadays you have to go face to face. I mean, you have to enter their customer office to do that. So basically, they go face to face. Unless it's an insider dealing, that one a call alone can suffice. Yes, but if it's face to face, they will try to convince you that I've misplaced my phone, blah blah blah, and they will tell you big things to believe, and maybe lured into getting the SIM for them.
I see. Interesting. All right, let's move on to the third.
Okay, so that step 3, the fraudster uses your details to log on. The details you obtain from
Stage 1, Stage 2.
Yes. Okay. Then log on onto the platform. Then the OTP is sent to the person. So like first logging on, then the bank the stage 4, the bank will send the SMS OTP. The OTP is what we call a one-time password.
Exactly.
That's the second level of authentication I discussed. So it gets into, the bank will send SMS OTP to the phone number. Okay. Then the fraudster will use the phone number in stage 5 to effect transaction.
Wow.
So what I've explained, it's not only in the realm of internet banking, but in cryptocurrency too, it happens. Okay. Bitcoins, it's the same cycle goes. Okay. There's also another form, the third form, which is usually what we call the check cloning. Okay. Someone
check cloning.
Yes. Might clone your checkbook or steal your checkbook. Then,
in other words, a replica of what you have.
Exactly that. Then issue instruction on the checkbook. Issue instruction on the checkbook, and send it to the bank. You know, when the amount is that huge, I think there's a cap on it. The bankers would have to call to verify from the original owner. Yes. Now, the owner's SIM has been swapped to someone in the syndicate. Exactly. You understand? Exactly. So it's the same syndicate who approve for the check to to be executed.
Wow. All right. So on that note, we now want to ask, how would you know that your SIM has been compromised?
Okay. Firstly, you lose signal. Okay. What we call a reception.
In our world, part of our world, the telcos are, you always lose signals all the time.
So, of course, it's something to,
trigger your mind.
Yeah, exactly. That once you lose reception, your SIM might be, there's a possibility, it's not really the case.
But is it for just a brief period or longer, 3 days, 5 days?
No.
Or just a few hours?
This project, 5-10 minutes should be enough for the fraudster to execute whatever. Transfer money online. Shouldn't take you more than 10 minutes. Okay. So it's very brief. So if you are not careful, you wouldn't notice that. Wow. Very brief.
I mean, we take things for granted here in Ghana because when my SIM goes off, I don't really think, okay, I will be complaining, maybe you write on Twitter, Instagram that, oh, these people, they are that kind of thing. But your mind wouldn't probably go on to it. That's what is happening.
That's also a possibility.
Okay.
And secondly, you wouldn't be able to make or receive call or text messages. That's also another way. Okay. Just to draw your attention that there's a possibility of your SIM being swapped.
Once again, it begs the question, maybe I'm not a person who receives calls all the time. I don't get text messages all the time. So I might be thinking that, okay, it's normal. I mean, you could be there at times in the whole day and you never even get a call. You don't even feel like making calls or something like that. So then again, you might not be, I don't know how, then for us here in Ghana, there are a lot of the SIM fraud things going on.
To be honest with you, it's very difficult to detect. Very difficult to detect. Okay. But once we are aware, at least we'll be on the lookout for all these things.
All right. So having known the ways by which you could identify that this is what is happening. So now let's look at how do you prevent it yourself?
Okay. First thing, please never buy an already registered SIM. What do you think someone will use his details to register a SIM and sell it? There are risks involved.
Are there people still doing that?
They do. They do. Let's go to Circle right now. Tiptoe Lane, you get a lot of it. You know, once a person has registered a SIM, there are risks around. The person has weighed the risk and the benefits and decided that, okay, the benefits outweigh the risk, so let's go. Okay. SIM swapping may be one of the motivation of this guy, so we have to be very, very careful. Okay. The second thing is we can have second SIM card, especially for authentication, second level authentication, so that your usual SIM card you use to call your friends, family, to post online, you don't use that phone number for your second level authentication. Okay. So that wouldn't be that exposed to the world. And the third one is be careful of social engineering. In stage 1, the guys, the major tool they use is social
media.
Engineering.
Okay, so they got into the social media, look for information.
Deceive you, social engineering, deceiving you, whether by calling you on phone, sending you email, or face-to-face, being friend with you, to get sensitive information from you in order to perpetuate this fraud. And thirdly, beware of what you post online. Beware of what you post online. We have to be very
what can't you post? I mean, on the average, maybe you post your pictures and what else apart from pictures?
You know, pictures here on one side, but what you share in terms of, let's go on LinkedIn right now.
Okay.
You see somebody's history from KG to where it's working now.
Okay.
So,
but LinkedIn also advises that you do that. The update is for the purpose of job security, getting a job. So when, for instance, an employee sees that, okay, these are his credentials, it's automatic for you to be probably called him. So then, if we are here talking about the fact that you don't list all those things there, then don't you think you're shooting yourself in the foot?
Okay, fine. In fact, LinkedIn, I would say I'm a testimony of LinkedIn, let me put it this way. But for the fact that we are posting our details on LinkedIn, we should be cautious. We should have in mind that there's a possibility of someone chancing on that information and using it against us. In fact, I'm not condemning LinkedIn. Very good. I'm on LinkedIn, and it's very super, but we have to be very cautious of information. Not only on LinkedIn, but social media in particular. Our comments. I'm here, you post where you stay, phone numbers, take a lot of pictures.
Lately, they ask you when you're posting pictures, they ask of your location. You want to add your location and all those kind of things. For me, I avoid even putting about the location and all that, but I think that is a very credible thing. All right, so what do you do if you feel you're a victim? What are you supposed to do? What's the first thing to do?
Immediately contact your telco, whether Vodafone, MTN, Airtel, to go mention them.
Okay.
Then 2, alert your bank. Because as I mentioned, the major motivation is for money. But let me add, some information are more expensive, are priceless, let me put it this way. Some also do that for information. So once you alert your bank, then thirdly, you have to change the usernames and passwords of all your critical accounts. Because they might have been compromised. Then fourthly or finally, you report to the police. In our police, reporting such cases to police, and I know how long it takes. Reporting is very good. You know, in this month, the Ministry of Information, Ministry of Communication, announced that what we call cyber security and incident reporting, the POC, the reporting contact, where we all have to report incidents. It's good to report incidents so that others can learn all the logistics needed to counter, act all these actions, they can be done.
So in the cases where, you said that these people are able to work within 5 to 10 minutes. In cases where you realize it has already been done, what do you do?
Still, you need to
go through all that process. Go report to the police, call your bank, call the telco and all that.
Yes, exactly. Because it's key that these 4 processes, they are very key. At least others can learn. Police can also put in place measures to curtail all these.
So let's wrap up real quick on the SIM fraud thing. So in your summation, what is the key thing to look out for with regards to you handling your phone? As I said, in the examples that I was trying to give, it's not all the time that we check on our phones to see, do I have, unless maybe you want to go to Instagram, you want to use the internet. Before you check, you realize that, you don't have a signal. Then probably you can't receive text messages or calls. It's not that. Can we even say that SIM fraud is not too major here in Ghana?
It's because we don't have the statistics. These things are happening in the bank. Let me share this with you. I was once having an awareness session with a bank, and someone shared the experience with regards to clone check. It happens a number of times in the banks. It's just that they're reporting. We don't get to hear them.
Who is responsible for that? Who is supposed to gather this information?
Especially within the banking sector, they're supposed to report to BOG, and BOG wouldn't release that information. Of course, they usually report it in their annual reporting, but it doesn't really come into the media as it's supposed to do. And also the reporting to the police usually doesn't happen. We keep it to ourselves, and that's a big problem for us.
All right. Thank you very much. So once again, I was joined by Sherrif Issah. He happens to be the Information and Cybersecurity Consultant with Jewels Limited, and of course a member of the IIPGH, who have been gracious for us throughout, giving us resource persons for us to have a very wonderful discussion on anything technology right here on the show. It's Tech Talk, as I said. If you want to know, probably you didn't get enough of what we discussed here, go on to the YouTube page. It's Tech Talk with Diego on YouTube. You can take a listen to all that we've done. You can subscribe also and get to share with others, also get to know what is happening in the world of technology. Technology is very key and very important. We're moving from the old stage to another technological world. So if you don't jump into the bandwagon, you'll be missing out big time. All right, thank you once again, Sherrif. And, okay, so it's a wrap from my side. I'm handing you back to Agnes, and we're going to talk about the song.